I'm Brian Downs, this is Pro Sex Studio, and we're here talking about Black Widow's sexual arc in the MCU and how this fits into my main theme on this channel, which is that popular culture is trying to make you feel very, very, very bad about your sex life, and they're succeeding by programming you to hate yourself, in short. So let's pick up with Captain America Civil War. Widow's sexuality shrinks and shrinks and shrinks and shrinks after her unsuccessful attempt to become Banner's lover, which resulted in them being separated, Banner leaving the Avengers and Widow being left alone. That's negative meme number one, the wanting disaster. Wanting sex, desiring sex, trying to have sex is bad, stupid, irresponsible, and leads to bad outcomes. In Civil War, 34 minutes into the film, Agent Carter, Peggy Carter, has passed away of old age, and it's Black Widow who comforts Captain America after her funeral. They embrace platonically. Captain America says, "Why are you here?" And Black Widow says, "I didn't want you to be alone." But they're not lovers. Cap and Widow aren't lovers. Why not? They have a lot in common. They seem to get along well. They have compatible sexual orientations. They have the shared experience of being in the Avengers. The MCU never even glances at the idea that they might be lovers. Why? That's meme number 4, serious people don't sex. People with important responsibilities don't have sex lives. It would be irresponsible. There's also meme number 12, which is your friends are your family and you certainly don't have sex with them. Your intentional family, the people you choose to spend your time with, are the most important and enduring and emotionally fulfilling relationships in your life, but they are absolutely not and cannot be sexual relationships. Don't try to make them into sexual relationships. That will destroy this valuable thing you have, and it will also probably damage or upset or alienate other people. I call that, it's the third party who gets screwed as a subpart of meme number 12. Someone else will be angry. That doesn't happen here, but you see it commonly when you see this very common meme. And that's it for Widow's sexuality in that film, which seems like not much until we get to Infinity War, where there's no reference to her sex life at all, although apparently she's still single. Banner is gone, some time has passed. She's not dating Captain America or anyone. It would take 1 minute and 20 seconds for her OkCupid mailbox to overflow, but nothing. She's not even trying, she's not interested in any relationship. Only Banner, who of course she can't have. That launches us into the endgame. 5 years after Thanos murdered half of the universe, Black Widow is still single. Which defies belief. Look at her. She is highly educated, highly intelligent, multilingual, very successful in her field, apparently makes a pretty good wage. She doesn't ever worry about paying the rent. Athletic, beautiful, and beautiful. Okay, she's alone. That's where she should be, alone and celibate. She is a sexy, sexy celibate. That's one of my memes. And also, serious people don't sex. That's meme number 4. There are lots of people who would be interested in Black Widow, since there's still 3.5 billion people living on planet Earth even after the snap, and a lot of them are newly single. Like, for example, Hawkeye, who loved his wife but has now been a widow for 5 years. Widow and Hawkeye love each other. The movie is very explicit about that. They have a very intimate and close emotional bond. They're a couple of good-looking people with compatible sexual orientations. They have a lot of shared experience, but they are not lovers, even when Hawkeye is single and Widow is single. Nothing's standing in the way. They're not lovers. You know why? Serious people don't sex, and your friends are your family, and you don't have sex with them. This is elevated to the point of ludicrousness when Hawkeye and Widow go to Vormir to retrieve the Soul Stone from its guardian, the Red Skull. How did the Red Skull get that job? What? What? Anyway. One of them has to sacrifice themselves because the person who receives the Soul Stone must give up what they love. Well, that means it's got to be one of them who dies. Because they love each other. They don't ever have sex or even talk about it. The idea is nowhere in the Marvel Universe, but they do fight one another to see who gets to throw themselves off a cliff. Serious people don't sex, but they do commit suicide. They get to touch foreheads once. And that's the end for Black Widow. She is the Avenger who is permanently dead at the end of all the time travel and alternate universe shenanigans. The sexy one, who never had any sex, but ought to be punished for having read in her ledger, and for having tried to have sex, a sexual relationship, with someone she loved, which was Banner. Of course, that never happens. That's never addressed again, by the way. Banner just went away. He does come back at the end of Endgame. There's no conversation about that. There's nothing. That's over. That was clearly offsides. Widow is sexy. Widow has to die. Sexy celibates, sexy killers, your friends or your family, the wanting disaster. Sex is what's wrong with you. Now, I said that she is the Avenger who's permanently dead, and you're all yelling, what about Tony Stark? You're right, he's dead too. And Tony Stark, I believe, is the only Avenger who can be proven by the text to have had sex more than once. Tony Stark likes sex. Tony Stark found it easy to get sex, and, well, we'll talk more about that when I cover Tony Stark in some upcoming videos. Thanks for your time. I appreciate you watching this. I'd love to know your opinions of my opinions. There's a comment section down below. There's the like, subscribe option. Show this stuff to your friends so that they can understand why it is that they feel such a deep and intractable loathing about what they want to do with their dicks for fun. It's because Hollywood makes them.